This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
So I have spoken at length about Tucker Carlson. I've gone into great detail about his beliefs and the things that he has said. I revile the fact that he is a sinister, dangerous white supremacist. And just because he wears a coat and tie and talks on the news, Fox News, doesn't make him any less dangerous or any less of a racist. I've talked about how leaders of the white supremacist movement adore him, from Nick Fuentes to Richard Spencer, the Nazi face scene punched round the world, to the former Grand Wizard of the newly constructed KKK, David Duke. Talked about all of this. But last night, Tucker Carlson, during his program, did a weird thing, almost in an effort to get ahead of a story that's coming out. And I want you to watch this moment. We're going to talk about what was revealed today that really doesn't illuminate the destructive nature any more than was already there of Tucker Carlson, but it really just brings more clearly into focus what a dirty, dirty piece of shit he is.
We're going tonight, a quick piece of news from the world of big tech. We spent the day hearing from quite a few old college classmates, in some cases people we've been out of touch with for 30 years. It was nice, but here was the occasion for it. Jeff Bezos had one of his minions, a mentally unbalanced middle-aged man called Eric Wempel, pull our dusty college yearbook and call around to see if we'd done anything naughty at the age of 19. That sounds like fun. Let us know if you hear any good stories. But before Bezos drops any more of his billions on opposition research, you should know that it will not affect any election outcome. This is a news show. It's not a political campaign. No one here is running for anything or plans to. On the other hand, if Jeff Bezos wants to come over to reminisce about 1987 on this show, he's always welcome, anytime. That's about it for us tonight. Before we go...
All right, well, first let's talk about the fact that he says Jeff Bezos dispatched Eric Wempel to do this. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, and I'm no fan of Jeff Bezos. I don't think he treats his employees well. I think overall he's a destructive force on the world. Overall, he does charity, but overall, not great. But he didn't dispatch Eric Wempel to do anything, Tucker Carlson. You soft-brained moron. Eric Wempel is a journalist who's asking questions and uncovering things. And the odd thing here is that this morning, this yearbook page was brought forward. And I want to talk about a few things in this yearbook page. This particular item here, the Christian Fellowship, because obviously Tucker Carlson is a good, upstanding Christian boy. The Jesse Helms Foundation, the vile Jesse Helms, and then, of course, the Dan White Society. All of these things need to be talked about. Now, listen, we'll get this on the record right away. I in no way believe that people should not be forgiven or given the chance to grow, and they shouldn't be judged on the behaviors in their teenage years or even early adulthood. You shouldn't be judged forever. We should all have a chance of redemption. But at what point is Tucker Carlson going to learn and grow and make different his views than they were in childhood? At what point? How many chances must we give Tucker Carlson to turn away from white supremacist viewpoints and anti-gay viewpoints? Even in his yearbook, he's talking about the Christian Fellowship. And then saying he's a part of the Jesse Helms Foundation. Jesse Helms, who said of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 that it was the single most dangerous piece of legislation ever introduced into Congress. The Civil Rights Act. This is who Tucker Carlson associates, wants to be associated with. And then this Dan White Society, which I don't know what the Dan White Society is. It sounds like a college yearbook joke. But if it's the Dan White that everybody suspects, it's a problem. Dan White is the man who murdered, in cold blood, assassinated, if you will, legendary gay politician Harvey Milk in 1978, November of 1978. And Tucker Carlson wants to put in his yearbook that he's a proud member of the Dan White Society. And then what's this business about this is a news show? You're not a news show, dipshit. You're not a journalist, dumbass. You're a flop-haired freak. A trust fund goon. A soft-handed, smooth-brained moron. Tucker Carlson, who traffics in hatred, who traffics in LGBT the hatred, and white supremacist ideas about immigrants making our country poorer and dirtier, about the lack of diversity is what's going to make America strong. That is who you are. You're not a journalist who hosts a news show. So listen, the reason this is a problem is because he has had 30 years to upgrade his understanding of the world, to develop some sense of empathy and sympathy and a decent heart for humanity, and he has failed to do so, willfully refused to do so. Instead, he's taking his position atop a white supremacist infrastructure of ideas and disseminating that same hate and division. That is who Tucker Carlson is. Truly a member of the Dan White Society and the Jesse Helms Foundation. Disgusting. And for what it's worth, brother, the offer still stands. Young Tucker Carlson, for charity. Jump in the ring with this former Marine. See what kind of medal you have, tough guy. I suspect you will not. Because you, sir, are a coward, a weakling. Would love to know what you think out there. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. I appreciate your time and your attention to these important matters. Follow me on social media. I'd love to connect with you there. Check out my podcast. And it's 2021, everybody. Still dealing with this nonsense. Anyway, I love you guys. I'd appreciate it if you would consider supporting my work here on the platform for as little as $2 a month. $2 a month, $1.99 a month. You can help support independent analysis and commentary on the news, and indeed on filthy dipshits like Tucker Carlson. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine and take care of one another. No one else is.